What is up, guys? That car guy Eddie here, and today another video. This one is actually going to be on the maintenance of my 2021 4xe Jeep Sahara. So, first of all, if you're new to the channel, thank you very much for coming and checking out the channel. You'll see all sorts of things from side-by-sides to golf carts to gas things to Jeep things to Honda things to really, honestly, basically anything that's got a motor attached to it. But today's video is actually on what exactly you're going to need to do the oil change on a 4xe. So, if you like the content, consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. If you don't like the content, well, I'm sorry. But thanks for watching anyways. Okay, so here's the deal. My 4xe has 23,000 some change miles on it. And I bought it used, actually. Now, normally your Jeep actually comes with a warranty. It's called Jeep Wave. It's basically a prepaid service that you do when you buy the Jeep. Nothing is free. I'll tell you guys that. Nothing is free. It's built into the cost of the Jeep when you buy it brand new. But it's called Jeep Wave. And basically, it's a concierge service. So it's on top of what Mopar already does for you. Jeep Wave's out there. And basically what it does is it provides 3 free first services. It's going to provide a Jeep branded rental car if anything should happen to your Jeep. Assuming the dealership has one. But yeah, the problem is my Jeep was used, and when you buy a used Jeep, even if it's within that first 25,000 free oil change thing, Jeep Wave goes away. Basically, it's non-transferable. So you have a couple options. You can either spend $289 for an oil change, which is what the dealer quoted me to get this done, or you can spend not $289 and change your own oil. So a couple of great things about the 4xe is the 4xe oil interval is going to be further than just a traditional 2.0. And the reason why is because you are running an electric some of the time. So if you're running an electric some of the time, obviously you're not going to be using the gas motor as much as somebody that has no electricity. But, I don't think that the book honestly really breaks that down for you. Always check the manual, and when you buy things from the dealership, like oil changes and stuff like that, you're paying a lot of money for them. To be honest with you, you really probably only need to do an oil change every 7,500 to 10,000 miles, assuming you're running full synthetic, okay? I'm going to get to that in just a minute, assuming you're running full synthetic, but the book, let's see here. What does the book call for? So, listen to this is straight from the book itself. So, engine coolant, 10-year, 150,000 miles, so you don't need to touch that. Intercooler, 10-year, 150,000 miles. Engine oil, for the 2-liter, so we recommend you use Mopar API GS6A certified 5W30. Bam, right there, which meets the requirements of the Mopar standard MS blah 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 blah. It's equivalent to full synthetic SAE 530, which can be used and meets API certifications. So here's what I mean by that. Basically, it's 2023. Okay, oil has come a really long ways in the past 20 or so years. A lot of people use Mobil 1 and they're like, it's the best, it is what it is. And honestly, I think Mobil 1 is the best. You have Mobil 1, you have Royal Purple, you have all these great companies. You have Pennzoil that makes good oil. I mean, heck, even Amazon has their own branded oil that's made by Mag 1, I think. So, but it's all good. And what I mean by that is if you look on the back of any oil, you're going to see all this marketing material and things here. But what you're looking for is you're looking for this circle here that basically says SAE, and then you're going to have your thing there. But you also need the stamp API service. So basically what that means is API, it's just a measurement of standards that the dealers use and that the manufacturers use as far as engine oil quality. So if you're getting something that's full synthetic, something that's the right weight, and you have an API logo, you're good. Just buy whatever you can that's cheap that you can get your hands on. The reason I didn't go Mobil 1 wasn't for any particular reason. It's because it was going to take 3 weeks to get to me, and this got to me overnight. Thank you, Amazon. Always check Amazon. It's probably cheaper anyways. So tell me my intervals? It should tell me my intervals in here. So the car does have a interval meter on it, okay? Which a lot of people get confused with how good my oil really is. In fact, for riding specifically, you're going to have people where they're like, oh, you know, my motor goes into form, you know, fuel oil refresh mode, and I change my oil, and then I have 0% oil life left. You can't always trust that. So, like I said, miles is the best way to do it. I put a ton of highway miles on this thing. In fact, let's take a look at the quality of the oil. It's probably got 7,500 miles on it now. And we're going to go ahead and pull this oil out and see what she looks like here. All right. So I don't know if you can see, but it's really not that bad. In fact, I mean, that's pretty clean. I don't know if you could see that. Look how clean that is. Let's see if we can. Yeah, look at that. That's I mean, it's a little dirty, but I mean, honestly, I could probably still get another 5,000 miles out of that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to change the oil, and the reason why I'm going to change the oil is because it's not that expensive to change the oil, and it's easy on the two-liter. I'm going to explain all of that in a minute. But let's go back down to the parts, what we're going to need. So I'm doing a whole service, doing the 20,000 mile service on it. Like I said, it's just easy, and I want to keep my warranty intact. So, calls for oil change, filter change, and then I'm also going to be changing my air filter as well. I do live in a pretty dusty climate, and if you use your Jeep at all off-road, the air filter is probably going to be one of the best things that you can do to maintain the performance of your Jeep. This particular one, I believe, is a brand. Yeah, and basically what you're looking for in oil filters, I'm sorry, on air filters, is you're looking for air filters that have these on it. So these are really cool. Basically, what they are is they're hot glue, and what they do is they keep the oil filter from bending or flexing, which is actually pretty nice. See, it's on the top and the bottom. And what that does is that kind of gives like a rigid support, because this filter is pretty big. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably like a foot. So 1x6 possibly. So it's pretty big. I will tell you that the air box on the Jeep is designed incredibly well. It flows well. It's waterproof up to 36 inches. So, like I said, it's pretty good. All right. So, what are you going to need for the oil change? Pretty simple. 1/2-inch wrench. And one of the reasons I like to point out the motor is that it's easy to change the oil. Good engineers, Italian engineers. Wait, do those go together? Anyways, but the bolt is on the bottom, and your drain bolt's on the bottom. All right, so let me tell you another cool thing about having a Jeep. You don't need to jack it up. You could just crawl under it. So you're going to need something like this to catch your oil. Watch your head on all these crossbars down here, all the off-road protection. But you should be able just to wiggle right over here. And you're going to see your drain plug right there. And the oil filter, look at this engineering, right there. Let's go. So I don't think I need an oil filter wrench. I might be able to get that by hand. Possibly. Yeah, I might be able to get that by hand, and you can really get a good grip on it. But let's go ahead and get this under here. You will use your 1/2-inch wrench, and you will pull this off. Now, it's always good to have a little bit of shop towels with you. It always seems like I create an Exxon Valdez accident. Smash the like button if you know what that means. Wait a minute, what the hell? Why does my 1/2-inch wrench fit? What's going on here? Is it not? Is it not 1/2-inch? Oh, come on, 1/2-inch. Ah, it's very 1/2-inch. Okay, here we go. It's hard to do with one-handed. Okay, hard to do one-handed. Hard to do one-handed. Okay, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So the problem is I got this car from a dealership, and they probably put everything on with an impact gun. So what I'm going to do, instead of using the wrench, because I'm terrified of rounding that bolt off. Okay, gonna go get a socket. Yeah, I mean, I want something with a little bit more leverage on it. 1/2-inch socket. 1/2-inch socket, 1/2-inch socket. 1/2-inch, here we go. Got these little DeWalt tools here. Shout out to my buddy Robert. He was mad because he could never find anything when he would come over to work on it. Leverage, baby. Let's go. All right, so we'll go over here. Hello, wife.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, about to eat some pudding.
You're about to eat some pudding? That's what I'm talking about. No, come out here. Don't worry. I just needed leverage. You know all about the leverage, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay, so let's see if we can get those all off, and I'll be back in a second. So here's the deal. Don't believe everything you see on YouTube. Because prior to this, I watched a video on how to change the oil on a Jeep. And this guy was like, yeah, use a half-inch. Okay, I don't know what part of Podunk, Texas that fool's in. But I looked a little more, and Mopar says it's a 13. The 13 fits so much better. So use a 13. Also, big middle finger. That's right, big middle finger to techs out there that put on drain bolts, drain plugs with an impact. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Okay, now that I got it off with the 13, that's a 13, not a half-inch, it's a 13. Okay, so Adam would be so proud of me. Mechanic Adam, look, Adam, I'm using a glove. Why am I using a glove? Because you're going to get oil all over yourself when this thing comes out. Okay, now sometimes you could be good with it. Most of the time you can't. So let's see. Survey says, oh, okay, good news. I almost missed the thing, okay? Almost missed the thing, but we're good. So now I have the drain plug. Very good job, do not drop it. I'm gonna put my phone down, dry off the drain plug, let this thing drain, and then we'll see if we can't get off the oil filter there without an impact. So the proper tool, I couldn't get off with my hands, unfortunately, the oil filter, but the proper tool is probably gonna be a cup system that basically cups over the fuel filter and then it comes off. I don't have it for this car because I go through a lot of cars, but I have this. I call this the Jaws. I've gotten multiple things off with it. These are a great investment because you could really change any size oil filter with this. Yeah, just make sure you get a decent quality one. This one, the bolt stripped out and I had to replace it, which made it kind of jank, but let's see if I can get off. You want to talk about right tool for the right job? So this, I just basically hooked around the oil filter here. What's great about these is you can squeeze them and it bites into the oil filter. I don't know if you can see it. See how it bit into it? And then it really gives you a lot of torque on the oil filter. So if you have room for something like this, definitely invest in one of these. Let this go ahead and drain out. We're going to give this a quick little wipe because we don't want anything on the ground. I have epoxy. Maybe it's epoxy. I don't know if it's epoxy, but and we'll go ahead and take this off. Now make sure when you take off your filter or your oil filter, you move your thing because it is going to drip oil everywhere. But once again, shout out to the Chrysler engineers for making this easy. The bottom is done. We managed to not cause Exxon Valdez accident underneath the Jeep, which is good. We got the filter put back on, we got the drain bolt put back on, and that's good. The 2-liter does take all 5 quarts. So when you're buying oil, piece of advice, just buy oil in something like this. It makes your life way easier. It's a simple pour. It's got a handle on the top, handle on the side, easy funnel, no problem, okay? Also, if you keep this, you could pour your used oil into this, and then you have it in a nice sealed jug to take and recycle, which is good. So, yay! Okay. Also, shout out to Ferrari for also using Pennzoil in their F1 cars. It's a big reason why I bought Pennzoil. Actually, no, it's not. It just happens to be a reason why I bought Pennzoil. Okay, so time to get the air cleaner off and do the air cleaner. It's actually really not as hard as I think, but you do have to get screws. So while the engineers made the oil change easy, it looks like you need a Phillips there. So Phillips on the front, Phillips there, so that's 2 Phillips. 3 Phillips, 4 Phillips in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Phillips to get the air cleaner off. Now, that's that's interesting because most of the time, air cleaners to take them off aren't that hard to get off. It must have something to do with the water tightness of the machine, but that's okay because we have a tool for that. In fact, everyone should have a tool for that. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da. I really like these Milwaukee screwdrivers because they have a nice thick magnetic tip on the end of them, and they're long. They're perfect for this. So, you know, you could probably get anything on this one. That's not necessarily a big deal here. Oh yeah, and it's definitely plastic into plastic because it's just very much spinning. But for these back ones, you're going to need a long screwdriver. So let's get this off. All right, and so with that, I think we're going to go ahead and conclude. I'm going to go ahead and put the air filter in this thing, start it up, let it run for a few minutes. It's interesting because on the 4XE, you can't start it up with the ICE motor. Like, it turns on and it's in electric mode. You can't start it with gas. So I'm going to have to turn it on and then press the accelerator to kick the motor up to get the motor turning, because it doesn't have a starter. It's got a generator on it. So it actually bump starts the crank, which is kind of cool. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, drop a like. Definitely consider subscribing. Big ups to all my subs. I just crossed 1,900 today. That's absolutely amazing. I could never even fathom that 1,900 people would want to watch me, let alone some of the views that have over 100,000 views. So thanks for everything, and stay tuned for more videos on this Jeep and, of course, the Rubicon. Talk to you next.